Yes, I sent each of you an email, I think it was late last week or early this week, that set forth, about a year ago, you did have somebody who owned a few of the local towing companies, came to your public forum and said, hey guys, you know, you have an ordinance related to towing that sets maximum fees for everything from unauthorized parking-related towing, storage, all that sort of thing. It sets the maximum allowable fees that can be charged by the towing companies, and it hasn't been touched since 2009. Would you pretty please update it for more realistic amounts? And so subsequent to that, I think that person reached out to District 2, which is why it appears here, but there were some conversations, as I set forth in the email I sent to each of you, between multiple of the towing company owners and one of the attorneys in my office. And there is a proposed fee resolution that is in the backup to this item with some amounts that the towing companies would like to see. We can certainly do anything you wish to do. If you want to put this on a cow, if you would like to, you know.
I'm going to tell you, it's going to be a discussion. I'm not going to support all those fees tonight if we want to have another hour discussion.
And we do have some speakers on the.
Yeah, that's fine. We can have speakers, but I would recommend a committee of the whole because there's going to have to be a little longer conversation, and I'm happy to have it for a couple hours tonight, but that's going to be a challenge. I'm not going to support it.
And Mr. Chairman, after the speakers, I have some comments, but
Yes, sir.
I can wait for them.
Yeah, we can have the speakers.
Perfect.
as long as
Nina
we-
Palmer?
Hi, I represent Match It Towing and Match It Bayside Towing. We fought to get a raise in Santa Rosa County, and that's what we're trying to match over here. I know personally for our company, because the great state of Florida, we have so many tremendous drivers. Insurance increased. Personally for our company last year, we went from paying $2,500 a month to upwards of $20,000+ a month for insurance. Our guys work on the side of the road, taking care of our communities. We work along with first responders. We do a lot of freebies helping out our community too. We're just asking for a little bit extra to help cover the cost of running a business so that we can continue to support our communities and let our employees work. We're not asking for anything outrageous like counties further. We're just asking for a little bit to cover the cost of insurance and all of that.
Okay.
So,
Thank you. Dina Stokes? She's still here, Dina Stokes? Are you Dina? You're good? Okay. Robert Chalico? Sorry about that. Thank you.
Rob Chelico, good evening. I've owned Pensacola Paint and Body Shop since 1999 and have been towing in Escambia County since that time. I'm here with several other local tow companies to ask that you approve the proposed amendment to the towing resolution that was adopted by Escambia County in 2009, shortly after the financial collapse of 2008, to regulate the exorbitant overcharging by certain rogue tow operators for trespass and non-consensual tows. 20 companies have been towing at these 2009 rates for the last 12 years, and we are here requesting very reasonable increases in our fees that we are allowed to charge, and we have put forth a draft tow resolution amendment for your consideration. What we are proposing is in line with neighboring counties and will allow us to stay profitable as our business, insurance, labor, and other expenses have dramatically increased over the last 12 years. We haven't been able to charge any more than what's been put in the tow resolution since 2009, and it just seems to make common sense that we would be allowed to increase our charge for services. Thank you.
Thank you, Robert. Commissioner Berry, that was our last speaker, if you want to have the floor.
Okay, and
Sorry, we have to hit refresh here, and I do not see your name up on there, Larry, but I've got you for the CARES. Anyway, come on up, Larry, and just go back out there and fill it out then.
Yeah, I'm for this. As soon as you start saying I'm not gonna support these fee increases, we have government sanctioned monopolies that have had lots of fee increases, including ECUA, Pensacola Energy, Gulf Power. I'm sure they've had more than one increase in 12 years. Even on the ballot, the people vote for their own minimum wage increase. But these companies provide a service that's needed. And to crank up a $100,000 rig for $100, that's just unreasonable by anybody's standard. I doubt that there's any contractors in here who would go out and perform a service for $100. It's just, unfortunately, we have a lot of fees to deal with from government. And if government, sets these rates below what is even, feasible to stay in business over a period of time, that's not only unreasonable, it's not right. The proposed draft that they put up, I think that is an extremely reasonable offer to get a $100,000 truck out to tow a vehicle with workers' comp on the driver, heavy insurance, all the state mandated stuff, and to bump it up to 150. That's more than reasonable. So I'm asking y'all to push this through without the support of District 3, and because it's just the right thing to do. Thank you.
Thank you, Larry. And for the record, I was timing you. You didn't have unlimited time, so, but I appreciate it.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir, go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, something that hasn't been addressed since 2009, I don't think it's unreasonable to say that we would take up the discussion. I think it's more equipped for a committee of the whole discussion that would include, a couple of the speakers referenced neighboring county rates. Those aren't included in the backup. I don't dispute it. That's not what I do. I'm sure that what they're saying is correct, but I have to make decisions based on the stuff that the data that we're given. So if the wish of District 2 is to take this up, this is not something that's just a District 2 issue, so that part's okay, but I think it needs to happen. I think we need to discuss it at a committee of the whole and see the fee structures for some of our neighboring counties, because I think that one of the things when we implement or approve fee structures like this, in my opinion, we're not setting maximums. We are setting the fees. That's what these are. What the fees are going to be. There's not big ranges often in industries. I'm not speaking specifically about the towing industry, but when we set maximum, I just say for my work, whether it's security business, insurance business, whatever the maximum fees are what the fees are. That's just a general. That is an industry rule. I don't know how it compares to GC work or not, but when you have a range and someone else has the ability to set which end of the range the expense is going to be, my experience tells me where that's going to lie. So, which again is okay, but I think taking it up needs to be paired with neighboring county data and see just kind of verify for our own good faith that we are implementing something that is close to what the neighbors are looking at.
Sure. Madam Attorney, Madam Administrator, is this something that we could do as soon as next week for the Committee of the Whole?
I don't know what else is on the agenda.
And the reason I say that is because I know February we have LOF 8 discussion. I think March we're going to have a heavy discussion. And so without having to push this to April with the
And Robert, I'm in full concern of this, and I have an issue. That we've had two controversial issues that have taken up 2 or 3 hours, that a commissioner from District 2, that's not time sensitive, that we put on the agenda to waste our time and to not be able to make a decision. And so we have no idea whether or not he's gonna be here. I'm not against free enterprise. I mean, listen, I'm not against having the conversation. Let's not put it on there and we don't know he's gonna be there. This is not, if it's been since 2009, it's not time sensitive, just like Lake Charlene was not time sensitive. And we continue to put something on an agenda for a commissioner that's not here. And so, I mean, and we're giving him respect. So to me, you shouldn't even talk about putting it on there until that commissioner puts it back on the agenda when he's going to be here to support it or not support it, because he brought that item forward. And so what we've taken is valuable staff time, valuable time out of commissioners' lives to discuss items that we cannot make decisions on because we didn't put it on the agenda. And quite frankly, I'm irritated about it. To put things on the agenda that we're not going to make a decision about it because we didn't put it on the agenda. And so I'm happy to have this conversation, whether I voted up or whether I voted down. You know, I'm real happy about people like Larry that take pictures in District 3 but don't live in District 3. So I don't really, that doesn't concern me because, you know, we win at 90% because we represent the people that we represent. But the reality of it is, if I put something on the agenda, I'm going to be here. And if it's time sensitive, I would hope that you guys would make a decision. If it's not time sensitive, I would expect the respect to not have it on the agenda. And so I'm giving Commissioner Underhill the same respect that I would want to be given. And so none of this should be put back on the agenda. None of this, these last two items that we've wasted valuable taxpayer dollars on, should have been on the agenda if that commissioner was not here. It's quite frankly, it's disrespectful to the process. And so, I mean, I can support you whenever, but I would not support saying let's put it on next week if we don't know. I mean, Jonathan just said he doesn't know whether or not he's going to be here. So this is not time sensitive. It's since 2009. Let Commissioner Underhill put it back on the agenda when he's here and have the discussion. Thank you, Commissioner.
So we'll add it to discussion when Commissioner Underhill will be available. Most likely not until April at the earliest, just based on some of the items that we already have on those agendas. Okay. Okay. Usually it's reserved before we start discussing the item.
I'll be happy to take those.
We'll take them, ma'am, but I don't think that it's going anywhere tonight.